Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends. Happy Monday. We're in a brand new week here, but there's been things that's been going on since yesterday. I've been away for the weekend, so I'm just kind of getting back to a lot of things today. And we have been having, I suppose, the farming of a Prism Shard, which we need for this current summon pool, which contains He-Man and a variety of other characters. There's some decent ones in here, including Armand's actually really good, and one of the newer characters, Grugtha Darkseer for the Ogren Tribes, is new legendary, and also I believe a Baird the Broad is a pretty recent new legendary as well. The problem, though, is how you have to get this Prism Shard, which they separated into two different events, which I guess was thematic, because now that we see what's going on, it is thematic. But the total amount of points that you have to farm, I'm almost certain, is much higher than you have to do for any other Prism Shard. And I hope this is not a new precedent for something that's going to be going on in the game, and a lot of people aren't happy about this. Now, before we go any further, though, of course, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid yet, what are you waiting for? Download using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen. You get Grand Oak Pad Drag absolutely free. And we have Zargala Tagor and Farrakhan the Fat at level 10, 20, 30. And don't forget that you can also get your hands on this second legendary character by the name of Pelops the Victor from the Argonauts' newest faction. All you have to do is use the promo code RAID7 within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. So the very first event that came out yesterday, I'm pretty sure, was it a 2-day event, was the Spider Tournament for Knights Revenant. And that's thematic because of Skeletor, right? We talked about earlier on about what, when the Skeletor He-Man thing came back. I wasn't entirely surprised, but it was a little bit of a what the heck moment. But then we got the Knights Revenant that you have to do for Spider Tournament. I haven't finished. I'm going to finish this after this video here. But you have to go to 1750, and people were very taken aback by the fact that, I'm going to hold on, my QR code's in the way. We're a bit taken aback that the 20 fragments, only 20 Prism Shard fragments, were in this milestone. Now, I'm pretty sure, and someone can please correct me in the comments, I don't have a photo on hand, but I'm pretty sure that typically when you do something like this for a Prism Shard, you get the full 40 fragments. But normally it's like in the top milestone, so somewhere around 2100 to 2500. So now we have to do 1750 on a restricted faction. That's fine, I guess, but only for 20 fragments, which means we have to do the other event. And this other one just popped today. It wasn't in the calendar as far as I'm aware, and so just kind of like a surprise just popped up. Dragon Tournament for Sacred Order. So now what's nice about this one, I guess, is that while there's silver, I'm going to finish all the way to the top anyways for these 15 silvers, but there is going to be some golds in this Dragon Tournament for Sacred Order starting tomorrow on Tuesday. And I guess this is where you're going to get the other 20 fragments to make 40. Most likely, it's going to be 1750, just like this one. Energy-wise, though, it's pretty expensive because for the most part, you're running, if you have the breadth of roster and you can do it, you want to run probably Spider stage 20 or Dragon stage 20. Dragon's significantly easier, so that'll probably be a lot easier for most people. Maybe, right? I'm trying to do hard mode 2 just because it's a little bit more efficient, and I prefer killing hard mode Spider if I can because I find it's typically faster because of the way that the mechanics work on that fight. Now, it's not so easy, however, for Knights Revenant. I want to share with you guys what I am doing with my Spider's Den currently on stage 2. I do have a team setup. Again, not going to work for everyone. My TLDR would be if you have Embrus, this is going to make it significantly easier for you to do Spider hard mode, right? Because he does do a shit ton of damage in his alt form when he goes into that. And I'm using the combo of the two, what I call the Knights Revenant Sisters, which is Sinisha and Skull Crown. They help a lot because they both have AoE in their A1s. So, and Skull Crown does have another AoE. I'm using Mad Hatter that I've recently picked up, and Hegemon. I actually have, if I sort by faction, right, if I filter by Knights Revenant, I do have a decent selection, but not a lot with AoE. So my head's in the way, but I do have Whisper. The problem is I don't really have anyone that can kind of enable her. That's the problem from Knights Revenant, right? Rector Drath. Yeah, I have Calvalax, Pontiff Augustine, but none of these are significantly good for Spider. So it is challenging. right? I can run this on here. And actually, when I do this for my spiders, they do tend to die. Some of my characters tend to die towards the end, right? Hegemon does some AoE. We're just here to do, in hard mode, it's all about killing the spiders, right? So I do a big nuke here. I kill the spiders. Boom, they're all dead. He takes about like a third of his HP. And then we try to, like, get some more spiders out before we can do it again. The problem is I have to wait for Empress's attack to go off again, because it's my biggest damage here. I do have some Hex there, but then he already just healed up. So this one actually might go a bit worse. I think this one's going a bit worse because I didn't see Skull Crown actually take... Oh, I know why this is worse. Because I don't have my gear properly equipped. So I probably just screwed this up and just lost 40 energy. My Skull Crown has no gear on. And possibly Mad Hatter actually also has no gear on, which is why they're so slow. But I might be able to solo this with Empress, and I wonder if I can, right? With enough, and I bet you I probably could. Anyways, my point is that I wasn't prepared for this. Knight's Revenant is not the best when it comes to good AoE, but I think that honestly, at least in hard mode, you might be able to solo this with Empress, right? If you have some warm body Knight's Revenants and you just kind of wait for this to happen, because he only eats, right? Like, which one's the eating move? I guess it's every turn, right? But yeah, I think we're gonna. Oh, there we go. We get another big nuke. So it should have been dead already, but now we're down to Empress, and I'm gonna have to wait for the last AoE before I finish this off. So unless probably have to wait. Maybe I'll end up dying. That's my fault. Anyways, let's go on to part 2. I think I'm gonna die here, actually. Yeah, okay. I lost this. Oh no, he's gonna get back up, right? But yeah, not good. Remember, guys, always equip your characters. Please remind me when I don't have my gear equipped. Okay, so I didn't have my gear equipped on Skull Crown and Hatter for sure. That's why I fucked up. But anyways, I have to go back and do that a bunch of times. So now we have Sacred Order coming in hot here for Dragon. Now, good news is that this is significantly easier to do, right? So if you choose factions, if you choose Sacred Order, depending on what you have available, I should have also done Reserve Vault just in case. There's some really good characters, even in the Epics category, if you have them available to you. Namely, Fenax, very great nuker, really strong damage, especially as A1, but just overall his attacks are very powerful. If you have any of these other ones, these supports, Godseeker and Neri, Deacon Armstrong, very, very good there as well. If you've been playing for a while, then you might already have Alice the Wanderer from last year's January event, so this is really good here as well. And of course, Ezio, right, from the recent Assassin's Creed. So there should be a good amount of characters, even from the Epics area, that you might have available to you if you need to do this. Honestly, I would say that there's a good chance that if you make a tankier Ezio, you probably could actually just solo Dragon yourself, just depending on how many characters you have. And there was Aedex Artor as well, which is a really good support character that came last year, I believe around this time. Honestly, that was available in the community weeks for free. I never took them to 60, but some people might have. And so those are decent choices that you can use. Some other characters that you might be able to use from the Sacred Order Epics faction as well. I like to look at the Epics. Not all of them are so good, but Frostbringer is okay from a buff perspective because you get the increased speed and increased attack on all allies. It's decent, right, as far as support characters go if you need it. Other characters, again, Fenix is probably one of the better ones on this list. Inquisitor Shamail can also be okay if you have them. I'm not a big fan overall of the epics from the Sacred Order faction. That's a little bit unfortunate. I really don't like this faction, actually, but I think that you could honestly carry this a lot with Ezio. Nope, not Basim. Ezio, right? So as long as you have him, I think that he's going to carry a lot. And you can always dumb down the stages for Dragon as well to get this cleared. It's just going to take more energy for you to do so. So as far as the Magic Summon Pool, though, I'm genuinely curious what you guys think. Like, are you guys doing this? Because it is a lot of energy. Now, granted, there's not a whole lot to do. I believe that this week is kind of a bit of a filler week until next week, which is probably going to be when the June Fusion event is. So, yeah, might as well do some stuff, right? You get about 1,000 energy for free to play every day anyways. Plus or minus the stuff from Doom Tower, Grim Forest, etc. for the energy. So I'm going to do it anyways, I guess. 6%, who knows? It's not even just for He-Man. Please don't buy Prism shards for the purposes of He-Man, because if you're going to do that, you might as well just buy the Champion Pass, right? It's like $40 US. You might as well do that. There's like it's the cost of 4 Prism shards if you buy it at a 2% chance. You know, unless you're going for a second He-Man or a third He-Man at this point, it's just much cheaper just to buy the pass. I'm not buying Prism shards this time around. I do like doing like a once a month Prism shard pull video, but yeah, definitely not doing it on these sets of characters. There's some decent ones in here though. I actually really like Kaolite, the Ash Arrow. He would be a pretty fun attack champion to have. But other than that, I think the winners here are Armand's the Magnificent, and of course, if you want one of the newer nukers for Ogren faction, Gork the Darkseer, who actually I wouldn't mind having, but we'll see what ends up happening out of my Prism shard. So I am going to finish this up both on the Spider and the Dragon when it starts tomorrow. But I hope that this isn't a new precedent to splitting up the way they're doing it with 20 fragments. I hope this is just a one-time thing for the He-Man version, and I guess they're kind of making it a little bit more exclusive by making it harder to get. But a lot of people aren't happy about having to jump through this many hoops for a Prism shard. Anyways, that's it for me. Before I go, of course, don't forget to use the QR code, which I have disabled, but I'm going to put it back up, to get Grand Oak Padrag absolutely free, Zargala, Tagor, and Farrakhan the Fat at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. Don't forget, you can also get Pelops the Victor, one of the brand new legendary characters from the Organized faction from the anniversary. And all you got to do is use the promo code RAID7 within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. That's it for me, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all on the next one. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.